The rain had been falling for hours and showed no signs of stopping. Water was rising everywhere, turning the quiet park into a dangerous flood zone. A mother cat noticed her kitten was trapped in the rising water and struggling to stay afloat. Without hesitation, she jumped into the flood to save her baby. Love makes mothers do incredible things, even when it puts their own lives at risk. Not far away, a man was walking through the flooded park when he heard faint crying sounds. He followed the noise carefully and discovered a foam box sitting on the wet ground. Inside were newborn kittens who were too young to even open their eyes. They were shivering and completely helpless in the cold conditions. The man looked around and spotted the mother cat sitting high in a nearby tree. She was watching him closely but seemed too scared to come down. Years of living on the streets had taught her to be careful around humans. The man understood her fear and decided to help in a gentle way. He placed some food and water near the tree and stepped back to give her space. He made a promise to return every day until they were all safe. The next morning brought even worse conditions. The park was now completely flooded with water reaching dangerous levels. When the man returned, he saw the mother cat desperately trying to pull one of her kittens from a deep puddle. The little one was barely moving and needed help immediately. Though the mother cat was still nervous around him, she seemed to sense that he wanted to help. The man moved slowly and carefully picked up the drowning kitten. He used his shirt to dry the tiny body and held it close to share his warmth. Within minutes, the kitten started breathing normally again and even made small sounds. As he looked around the flooded area, he found another kitten lying cold and still in the mud. This one was also in serious trouble and needed immediate care. He gently lifted this kitten and began the same rescue process, cleaning and warming the tiny creature until it showed signs of life. Then he realized something was wrong. He remembered seeing more kittens in the box the day before, but now one was missing. His eyes searched the floodwater until he spotted the foam box floating in the deeper area. Without thinking about his own safety, he waded into the rising water to reach it. Inside the floating box, he found the missing kitten. It was cold and weak, but still alive. This little survivor had somehow made it through the terrible night despite being trapped in the storm. He held the kitten close and felt its tiny heart beating, knowing that every life saved makes a difference. The mother cat had been watching everything from her tree. Something had changed in her behavior. The fear was still there, but now there was also hope, and maybe even trust beginning to grow. She had seen this human save her babies and risk his own safety to help them. When the man looked up at her with kind eyes and spoke softly, encouraging her to come down, she finally climbed down from her safe place. After seeing his actions, she understood that not all humans were dangerous. Some were willing to help when animals needed it most. That day changed everything for this little family. The man knew he could not leave them in the dangerous conditions. He made the decision to take them all home where they would be warm, dry, and loved. The mother cat would never have to worry about finding food or shelter again, and her kittens would grow up in safety. This story shows why animal rescue work is so important. Every day there are animals who need someone to care about their lives. Sometimes rescue means taking action quickly in dangerous situations, and sometimes it means being patient and letting trust develop slowly over time. Stories like this remind us that small acts of kindness can change lives forever. When we choose to help animals in need, we are not just saving them, but also discovering the joy that comes from making a difference in the world. If this rescue story has touched your heart, please share your ideas for names for the mother cat and her kittens in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button to see more amazing rescue stories that show how love and compassion can overcome any challenge.